Welcome to Cut the Crop, keeping you in the know about everything you grow. Researchers, growers and other interesting folk delivering insights and information on topics ranging from agronomy to profitability. Brought to you by the Foundation for Arable Research.
Hello and welcome to Cut the Crop. I'm Anna Heslop and today my guest is Blair Drysdale from Balfour in Southland. Blair and his wife Jodie run Hopefield Hemp, and you may have even seen them on Country Calendar recently. Blair's also a member of a growers leading change group focusing on adding value to farming. So welcome, Blair.
Good afternoon, Anna. How are you?
Good, thank you. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your farm business and the hemp and how it got there?
Yes, so look, Jodie and I farm in Balfour in northern Southland, so there's 320 hectares here, predominantly arable, with a little bit of dairy grazing, heifers, May to May, and hogget grazing. And off the back of doing actually a Arable Bank FM, or the Farm Managers Program, or the FMP, back in 2015, sort of came the idea of doing something value add. We'd probably had the idea for a lot longer, but it really invigorated us to find something. And a law change around hemp in November 2018, and a conversation with our agronomist sort of got the ball rolling on it. So we got the license, found our way forward, found some seed, threw it in the ground and hope for the best, and here we are today.
So hope for the best and called it Hopefield Hemp.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to brand it and sell it and process it yourself rather than just producing hemp?
Well, look, we've been dissatisfied with the commodity model for a long, long time. And I'll go right back to sort of 14 years ago when Jodie and I started farming our own right. We're never satisfied with the way any commodity model in New Zealand works. We had always had a desire to do something directly to the consumer. So it was born out of that. We wanted to have that link to the consumer, get all the feedback, deal with all the problems ourselves, take that weight on our shoulders. And we just wanted the satisfaction of actually a healthy product going to people that desired it and sought that sort of thing out. So, look, it's a business and it has to pay its way, but the satisfaction that's been born out of it is what's really, at the moment, probably keeping us going, to be fair enough.
So when you joined the Growers Leading Change Group, that's about 2 years ago now, what were you hoping to get out of that and how's it gone? Look,
to be honest, I didn't really know what to expect or what to think we were going to get out of it. But look, it's been really invaluable to us. We have done a hell of a lot in just over 2 years, and I hope the program continues. So, it's been very, very interesting. We've been privileged to see inside a lot of businesses right around New Zealand that we wouldn't have had access to without being part of the group, and also without some of the members of the group having contacts to get us into places. One of them, to use an example, was Bostock Brothers Chicken. So, that was a real highlight for us, that's for sure.
So what sorts of things does the group do?
Look, we do, if I go to the end to start with, sort of the idea is to get a package in place or a resource centre in place where people within the arable sector that have an idea and want to go forth with it, there's a place to go for all the resources, because as we've talked about what we've done along the last 2.5 years, there's a lot of simple little things that you didn't know where to go to find out solutions for. So if we can put a resource in place to do that, that's the outcome, yeah.
You guys have got your hemp, but other members of the group that meet reasonably often, their on-farm value add things range from whiskey or eggs or maize for corn chips right through to quinoa and buckwheat and machinery imports. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So it is a relatively diverse group, and it's been really interesting to learn how they've gone or what their pathway's been and how their systems operate, etc. So we all, even though a lot of our businesses are different and what we're doing is different, you can always pick something to take away and bring to your own business. And that's not only from members in the group, but also from the other businesses around the country we've seen.
So I was going to ask that. What is the common thread then? Is it the fact that you're all trying to run an arable farm business and something on the side, or are there other common threads? Yeah,
that's definitely one of them. One of the common things is definitely it's not easy, and that's why I think we don't see more people doing it, Anna. It is a hard graft, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. Any new business is tough to get up and going, especially that first 3 years. And that's probably a general consensus for most of us within the group. So even having that as a group, supporting each other and being able to be very open as a group, but and be open with that level of confidentiality that we have within the group. So, I'm very open with people talking about anything and everything, and that stays within the group or with the person within the group you're talking to about it. So it's great to have that support because we all have some pretty similar challenges and hoops to jump through. So yeah, it's really good in that respect.
So a lot of talking to each other just about how things are going generally and what's working and what's not.
Yeah, most definitely. And then when we've gone and seen other businesses, we've learned a lot about growth and how to manage growth. Making sure you walk before you run around releasing, a certain number of products per year, managing staff, systems, that retail, margins and, keep an eye on costs of production and all these sort of things. So, we've done a lot around business planning too. That's been a really big focus, the business planning and annual plans, et cetera, and making sure we're setting achievable goals and actually meeting them.
So your group facilitator is Tony Fenton. Tony's not a business manager, so who's actually working with you on all of these marketing and retail and other information sources?
So yeah, Tony's done really a mighty fine job at bringing in people with the right expertise around all these things. And that even went as far as, I just forgot to say before, around, social media platforms and all those sort of things and marketing. We've done a lot around marketing. So he's brought in a lot of external resources and really highly knowledgeable people that have helped us a lot in that respect. So he's done a fantastic job there and we'd be lost without him, that's for sure.
So what products has Hopefield Hemp got on the market at the moment?
So at the moment, we've got a bottled oil, hemp seed oil capsules in two different size packages. So they come in a 240 or a 120 capsules. We have a hand and body cream in a jar, and then we've just released that in a tube for travel purposes so that people can throw in their handbags or in the glove box, the ute, etc. And the lip balm. So, and then there's a few other things we're just currently working on, trying to get some recipes for argument's sakes right around a couple of products. So they're sitting in the background, and got a daughter that's at boarding school that's very good at taking those trial batches away and giving to her friends and saying, tell us what you think. So that's good in that respect.
You'd get some pretty honest feedback there.
Oh, most definitely. The teenagers, they're not shy about being forth and honest.
Okay. So you're talking at the end of the project, you're hoping as a group to prepare or come up with some kind of publication or booklet that says, if you want to set up a side business on your arable farm, these are some of the things that you need to think about and consider. So what are, in your mind, some of those really important things?
Look, firstly, I think you really need to have, while we want to set up a resource, it's not our job to provide ideas, but it is really important to make sure your heart's fully in it, because you're going to need that. You're going to need that commitment. But some things to really consider are, what's your market? Is there a market out there for what you're considering doing? What's your target demographic? Who's your competition for? I don't think it's something you should really worry about, but just see who your competition is. Are there resources you can tap into perhaps outside of New Zealand? I think sometimes within New Zealand, we're not good at sharing information with other people wanting to do it. So I think they're all some pretty important things to consider, that's for sure. And a lot around marketing and brand protection, do that very early. That's something we didn't do straight away. I think that's a key one, is to get your brand protection sorted out on day one. That is really, really important. I can't stress that one enough. So there are a few key things.
Tell me what you mean by brand protection.
So I mean around trademarking. So trademarking your brand, trademarking your brand, your name of your brand, your taglines, your logos. Do that first and foremost.
So what else is happening in Balfour at the moment?
We just finished seeding here a couple of days ago. Hopefully there might be maybe one more paddock of autumn barley going. I'm not too stressed about it. I think, harvest is still a bit of late brassica to harvest around. Maybe the odd sort of paddock of late spring barley left to around the district. I don't think there's too much at all now. Look, I've been talking to a lot of guys in the last week. Everyone's, probably halfway or further through seeding at least. Most people I'd imagine by now. So a bit of rain here today, but soil conditions have improved really quickly. We had a massive rainfall event about 3 weeks ago that Had a lot of us wondering how we're going to get anything in the ground. So look, it's turned around really quick. Conditions are good. There's not much rain in the forecast after today. So I think everyone should get everything in really comfortably before the magic weekend of duck shooting in Southland.
Well, thank you very much for that information, Blair. Have a great day on the farm and make sure you're super safe for your duck shooting.
Will do. Thanks, Anna.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Cut the Crop, presented to you by FAR. If you'd like to know more about any of the topics discussed or have any suggestions for future topics, go to www.cutthecrop.co.nz.